down in Tennessee right now. Helping Dad finish up his 4104. Worked on it a little bit with him this morning. He had to go back to the chiropractor today though, so I'm here for a little while. We're gonna get some more stuff done while he's gone. There's a pretty good list of things that need messed with on this right now. But while he's gone, I'm gonna work. I've been working over, I got the U-joints in it. We had issues with the old one. This bus had chunks broken out of the parking brake, so it had a pretty high imbalance on this end, so we went ahead and replaced the U-joint. So I've got that back in there, new U-joints in, drive shafts hooked up. This thing though, all these bolts on the outside need to come off because there are pieces, broken brake drum still attached to it. So I'm gonna get those off because I'm already over here working. While we're over here, we're gonna get the shift linkage all hooked up. Yeah, everything back in this corner. I want to try to get it as close to done as possible. Then I need to come tighten the cradle mounts on this side, the U's that hold them in on the bottom. And from there, we're going to take the fuel pump off the engine. We're going to take the return line off, and I'm going to prime the fuel system until I get fuel coming out of the return line. So that way I know it's ready for startup. Now it has no coolant in it at all right now. So depending on how long he takes to get back, we might go see about getting some water and filling it with water. We are not doing coolant for the initial startup. We just want to put liquid in there so it's not dry. And we'll see if we have any leaks or problems. It's pretty rare that we use coolant on a first startup. We usually just use water. And that way, when we find a problem, or if we have a problem, we can take care of it, you know, before we waste a bunch of coolant and spill it and have to worry about cleaning it up. And you really don't want to have fluids like that just spilled on the ground. That's not good. So if it's just water, it's not nearly as bad to deal with it. If we have a leak or a problem, or if it has to come back apart, we're not wasting that material. That's in reverse. There it goes. Had to get the nut out of the socket. It wedged itself in there. We'll get them all loosened up first, then I'll go get a hammer and we'll tap them all through. The ones don't want to go. Which should probably be all the ones that are still have pieces stuck to them. Socket's stuck on the nut again. Here we go. Nope, that's still going to be fighting us. Okay, so we got the bolts out of it, and this is what's left. The parking brake drum. You can see it's pretty rough. It's been broke off, but really don't want that just left in there because that will cause a driveline vibration. So these bolts, all that's unneeded weight that's spinning and causing an imbalance. So that's out of there. I'm gonna get tools kind of picked up from this work area, and we'll go over to the next one and we'll get that cradle bolt tightened up. Almost forgot we got the pin and cotter pin and the shift linkage too before we head over there. Cradle bolts are tightened up. There really wasn't room to get the tripod set up under there. So return fuel line is off. Now we're gonna get the fuel pump off the engine so that we can get it spinning over to prime the fuel system. Because if we're going to do this with the bus, it is going to take literally forever. Got the fuel system primed up. Dad got back before I had that done, so he got it on video. I'm just gonna clean up these gasket surfaces now, and we'll get that resealed up, get the fuel pump back on. And I believe it's time to put water in this thing that's ready for its first test fire. Yep. This thing hasn't been started in months. Do we give it some throttle? Give it some throttle. It's not smoking at all. Well, seeing as Dad just went up the hill sideways in my dually, I guess it's my turn. That's gonna be addicting. We're gonna be doing that too much. I'm gonna get in trouble. It's gonna be the end of day 3. All the modifications are made to mount the spring brakes on this. I think we're about 1 air fitting, and the valve, away from it being done, the valve is at O'Reilly, but we didn't want to waste any good daylight today to go pick it up. So once that's done, it's ready for a test drive. There's one cross member for the cradle we need to put on still. Other than that, I think it's ready to drive. We got the fan on there today, got the shroud fixed on it, radiators mounted. Quite a bit of stuff has happened with it. But the test drive will really tell us how it's going. Just gotta get brakes on it, obviously. I'm trying to show you in here. Modifications we had to make. So see how that's recessed on the backside? Used to look like that. I can't really point because I'm leaning it. But both sides have been trimmed to fit. So should be ready to mount those up tomorrow, possibly. We have rain tomorrow in the forecast, so we'll have to see. Hopefully we don't get the rain, because if so, then I'll still get to head back on Monday like I was planning. If it does, though, I'll probably have to work Monday and then head back to Indiana on Tuesday, which not a huge deal either way. I just had a few things I need to move around in my schedule. I've already pushed them back just in case, but should be driving pretty soon. Getting ready to start the bus back up here, and if there's one lesson Dad has taught me, is never leave open windows on your vehicle pointed towards a bus exhaust.
To be fair, Mom's just an open door.
It's even worse, but still. I left this one window down because my keys are in it right now while we're working, but I'm going to go ahead and roll that up. You guys can barely even tell that's open with how dark my tint is. Good thing I closed those windows. Well, the rain's starting to come in. We knew today was going to be rained out. We got lucky and got, what, 2 hours or so in? So the bumper's hung. We've got tailpipes on. We do need to finish securing the end of the tailpipes.
Bumper's not tight. We're going to line it once we get the tailgate up.
Yeah, but it's at least on the bus.
Yeah.
We're going to get it off the old cradle. That cross member is on. A little bit more work on getting the radiator. There's one mount we didn't get on there. We got that back. Dad was messing with some stuff on top of the engine, but I don't think that was too bad. I mean, at least there was some progress made today when we thought we were going to lose the whole day to weather. So I guess we'll just have to see where it ends up. But really, what are we? Breaks away from driving it?
And then we'll head back together. Yeah. We'll have it running, driving tomorrow. We're making the hill climb.
Yep. And once that's done, we'll get the rear hatch put on it and all the other stuff to make it look like it's finished. That could have gone back on today, but it really would have just been in our way until we were done. You'll be hunched over the whole time and your back's going to hurt if you just leave those on. It's so much easier just to take them off. Getting ready to get the brake can mounted on the back of this, but first we're going to get the drum back on. This is actually a pry bar from Mac. Screwdriver size, shaped, striking cap, but it's one of their pry bars. The head's kind of fat to be a screwdriver, and I think they do that on purpose so people don't use them as a screwdriver. But they work really good at doing these.
Tool for it.
I do have drag link sockets that I've modified, but this actually fits it perfectly. Yeah. You'll use the hell out of this if you buy one. We've been using it a lot lately. Everything that you do with a screwdriver you're not supposed to, this is perfect for it. So, these are not supposed to go on to hide the fact that you have the wrong lug nuts on. So it looks like when you have steel inners, fill lug nuts with aluminum outers. Yeah. Oh, I hate these things. Why you keep your windows closed. Spring brake conversion is done. It's back on its wheels. Let's go take it for a test drive. And we have a massive air leak somewhere around the front axle. Won't build air. We didn't have enough air to shut it down. We had to go take the valve cover off and shut it down. So this is looking like probably going to be tomorrow before this thing goes for a test drive because the sun's about down. So we really need to start getting stuff picked up for the day. Well, we found the air leak. That air tank is cracked. Pretty bad. Well, with that air leak, there's no way that we're going to be driving that bus today. I believe Dad's already looking for another air tank for them. Once they get that, we'll get it thrown out there and get it driving. But because there's nothing to do really on it for the next few days, I'm going to head back to Indiana for a few days. And then once we get some more parts, I'll be back down here. We are going to get that bus finished up. Got a list of stuff we want to get done on my bus when I come back down. And there might be some more buses lined up. We gotta see. But that's gonna do it right now. I'm gonna go home, take a couple days off, and we'll be heading back down here to Tennessee.